Hello everyone, my name is Andrew Yang, and I will be running through the features and applications of my latest plugin, Huawei Ramp+. Huawei Ramp+ can be seen as an extension to the popular ramp effect in After Effects. I added some features that I noticed were missing from the original, and hopefully these features will help you with your compositing work. Now unfortunately this and the rest of my plugins won't work in anything short of CS4 since Pixel Bender is only supported in CS4 and above. Now with that out of the way, let's get started. So right over here, let's take a look at the classic ramp effect. You have the starting point, the ending point, and it draws a ramp in between. You can choose a radial ramp, and basically, if you've been using After Effects for anything over, let's say, a day, you'll be pretty familiar with this effect. Now, let's take a look at Ramp+. Now, starting off, you'll see the same features as the built-in After Effects ramp effect, but you'll also notice that there are a couple of more parameters, and I'll be going through what they are. Now the ones that you should already be aware of are the start of ramp, the end of ramp, start color, and end color. But also we have start and end alpha, which is the transparency values of the starting and ending points, and it will also blend like the color. There's also a master alpha, which will blend the entire effect on and off. Now, this is the first useful feature that I added that I can think of. This is the invert points, and what this will do is invert the location of the 2 points. And this is particularly helpful if you have, say, a radial ramp. Here, I'll give a demonstration. Say you're making a background, and well, you see this, but you actually want these to be mixed around. All you have to do is click on this button and it does it all for you. Okay, the next parameter is interpolation. Now normally this is linear, and this is how the original ramp plugin works. But there's also this other interpolation method called eased, and you'll notice maybe if I switch between the two, you'll see linear is blending from this point to that point linearly across. If I select ease, the area near this point will be much closer to here, and the area near this point will be closer to this value. You'll probably see if I switch this to a linear ramp, and let's set the colors to something like green and I don't know, white. Okay, so in linear you can really see that there's sort of a line over here, and that's because beyond this point everything is white. It's harder to see over here because the colors blend together nicely. While if I switch this to ease, you'll notice that everything looks like it's almost like it's blurred out a bit more, and this can help hide that edge if it becomes apparent. Okay, the next feature is blend mode, and this is pretty self-explanatory. There are some generally useful blend modes over here, and they can yield quite interesting effects, I think. And this way you won't have to be making duplicate layers or having any unnecessary clutter in your comp. Okay, linear dodge. This does work in 32 bits per channel. Screen, overlay. These are the ones that I normally use. I don't know if people actually use things like pin light or stuff like that. And also there's stencil alpha, so in this case the colors don't matter, but you can, oh right, for stencil alpha to work you have to turn off RGB only, and then there we go. Okay, so what is this RGB only? Well, I'll be showing you that in the next demonstration over here. Now, this is a composition I set up earlier with some 3D text on a desk. Is that what that thing is? A desk? You know, the arm? You know what I mean. Anyways, here I have a camera, the light, the text, and a plane with a mask on it, which is casting the shadow on the desk. Now I know the lighting's not realistic or anything, but this will do. Okay, so first off, without any effects, this is what the text looked like. Pretty plain and, well, yeah, pretty plain. So first I apply YY ramp, and that immediately, you'll see at the bottom over here, we've added a bit of a shadow, so it looks a little more realistic there. Now, had I just applied the ramp effect, I could have achieved a similar result. But here, with YY ramp, okay, I can set the end color to, something, and if I think, maybe it's too bright, I can take the and alpha and just turn it down, and let the original colors show through. So in case there was some texture on here, and I'll just apply some. Let's just drag this over here, here, put this under, and alpha matte. Yeah, okay, let's say that's what we had. And if we go back over here, you'll see that the texture remains, whereas if I just used a ramp effect, that texture would be replaced by the ramp. Okay. So next I applied a CC light sweep, which gave it a bit of an edge, and some fast blur to smooth the edges. And that's basically how this was done. Now, without something like YY ramp, what you probably would have had to do was to, mask that bit off and apply here under masks, set that to none, and then, gone over to fill, and fill mask to mask 1, and set the color to black, and, it would have been a pretty big pain. But, undo, just with this one effect, you can achieve that shadow at the bottom there. Okay, and so that's all for this tutorial. If you're unsure of something I covered, or if you have suggestions for future plugins, please leave a comment. Thank you.